So Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Romapada Swamin iti namine. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. You all being on videos of, I'm hoping you are all awake and I'm hoping you are all attentively listening. So please attentively listen, whoever can. Again I'm saying Kinjal Mataji, Sheetal Mataji, you can put the videos on. It's okay if you're off the video sometime in between, you're not sitting on your position. I'm not the office manager who will say where did you go, but just to inspire, you can switch on the videos, whoever can, whoever are not driving, who are at home. Hema Mataji, you also can do that if you want. So let's start with the chapter 2. Very beautiful chapter. The name of the chapter is Contents of Gita Summarized. In the Sanskrit it is mentioned as Sankhya Yoga, analytical divisioning. So contents of Gita summarized means all the Gita contents are summarized in this chapter, or this is the basis for all the understanding of Bhagavad Gita. So let's start. Before we start, let's establish some link between the first chapter and the second chapter. Let's see who are the active devotees who did not put their video on. What did we end with first chapter? Prasad Prabhu, Sheetal Mataji, Swati Mataji, Mona Mataji. Where did we end? Where did we end the chapter? How did we end the first chapter? Bolo bolo. Sheetal Mataji, how did we end the first chapter?
I think Arjuna was ready to, like he was ready with the decision. He didn't want to fight. He had already made the decision. And I think last time we summarized all of that.
Yes, very nice. First chapter ended with the decision of Arjuna that he doesn't want to fight. And not only he said that he doesn't want to fight, but he showed with his body language of also casting aside the arrow and bow and sitting down in the chariot. So Arjuna's mood of grief and lamentation is there in that situation. He expressed his decision, but he was in the mood of. So after hearing this, we all know who is the most happiest person in the world. After hearing this, who is telling the hierarchy? That you have to check with who is telling to who. This conversation is done between Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra. And who is the most important? Yeah, good. Prasad Prabhu is Dhritarashtra. The most happiest person in the world at that moment was Dhritarashtra by seeing the condition of Arjuna. No one else was happy, but no one else was as happy as Dhritarashtra. Of course, Kauravas, if they would have known, they would have been happy. But now who is knowing is Dhritarashtra, and he was the most happiest person. Very, very happy person. So the link between here first chapter and second chapter is Sanjaya. It started with Sanjaya narrating, Dhritarashtra after asking, narrating Sanjaya, narration done by Sanjaya. And then Sanjaya narrated that Arjuna is in this despondent situation. And after that, Sanjaya was the only person who knows the condition of Dhritarashtra. So now Sanjaya starts this chapter. Krishna doesn't start this chapter, or Sanjaya doesn't say Krishna is telling. He says Krishna would tell, but it did not start like that. It continued with Sanjaya. Sanjaya starting, Sanjaya ending, and then second chapter also Sanjaya looking at the Dhritarashtra condition, what he is saying. It starts with Sanjaya Uvacha. So let's go to the first verse, but we can know before we start the first chapter what we are going to learn in the second chapter. Dhritarashtra was not only just happy, he was hopeful for his sons. Before he didn't have any hope. He knew, yes, they are fighting. He knew that Krishna is on the other side. He was not sure whether his sons will get the kingdom or not. But at the starting of the war, only after the situation of Arjuna being explained by Sanjaya to him, he had complete hope, full of hope. He was filled with full of joy and full of hope. But looking at this situation of Dhritarashtra, Sanjaya is being a well-wisher of Dhritarashtra. He wanted to very clearly dissipate the illusion of the king by telling how Krishna puts water on all his imaginations by guiding Arjuna with the transcendental words, with his transcendental words, with the H caps. Means it's Krishna's transcendental words. Second chapter will help us to understand lot of practical situations in our day-to-day life and how to respond to those situations with the knowledge of second chapter. Various important topics are covered, devotees, but most important topic covered is analytical study between the body and the soul. Jnana or Sankhya, it's called analytical divisioning. Then the discussion between Krishna and Arjuna happens in such a way, Krishna even explains him about the karma philosophy little bit. What is the karma, or working with and without the attachment to the result of our own work. The conception goes like, okay, I have worked it, so I can enjoy the results. General understanding. But Krishna says how a jiva works and with a mood of enjoying the results of his work, and how a jiva works without the attachment to the results of the work. Sakama and Nishkama is also been talked. Towards the end, Krishna speaks about the characteristics of the person. On the inquiry of Arjuna, how does he look, how does he do, what is the nature? So Krishna even speaks about the characteristics of the person who is fixed in self-realized position. And the word used there is sthita prajna. What are the symptoms, or what is the nature of a sthita prajna? This is the second biggest chapter, devotees. Just personal sharing is, this is one of my favorite chapters. One of means not many chapters, but I like this chapter. Because our understanding of whole Bhagavad Gita comes from this chapter. If we don't understand second chapter, especially the analytical divisioning of who we are, to understand the other concepts of Bhagavad Gita are not complete. I will not say useless, but are not complete. How? We will understand in next couple of verses what we will be doing in this class. Why did I say it will be incomplete if we don't understand the second chapter and jump to the Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga? How this particular chapter is the basis, how this understanding is very, very important, we will know as we go ahead. So hopefully you are all listening nicely, Matajis and Prabhujis. So let's go to the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, first verse. Whoever can recite with me, can recite with me. Whoever wants to recite being muted can recite, but look into the book Bhagavad Gita, verse Bhagavad Gita, please, if you can, or else you can go online anyway. Sanjaya vacha tam tatha kripaya vishtham ashrupurnakulekshanam vishidantam idam vakyam uvacha madhusudhana. Beautiful verse. I love the addressing of Sanjaya, how he addresses Krishna. I like the way Arjuna addresses Krishna. I like the way Krishna addresses Arjuna. Even sometimes Sanjaya addresses Dhritarashtra with different names. That's also very important. Contextual. So Sanjaya is saying, what does he say? Seeing Arjuna full of compassion. Arjuna's condition was very, very pitiable condition. His eyes were completely filled with tears. He was lamenting and he was completely overcome by the compassion. And to help him, Krishna speaks in this way. That's what Sanjaya says to Dhritarashtra. That's it. Dhritarashtra heart goes down. Oh no, why Krishna has to speak? Krishna feels it is his duty. Krishna doesn't have any duties, but Krishna feels this as his duty because his dear devotee chose him over everything. Complete lamentation. That's not a characteristic of a Kshatriya, especially in the battlefield. Now let's come to the addressing of Madhusudana. Madhusudana means Sudhana. Nishudhana, Sudhana means killer or the annihilator. Madhusudana means killer of the Madhu. Who is Madhu? Madhu in different contexts, different relationship, this Madhu word is used. Madhu means lot of meanings, but here specifically in this verse, Madhusudana means the demon's name is Madhu. One of the demon whom Krishna killed, his name is Madhu. So the reason why Sanjaya is addressing Krishna as Madhusudana while explaining to Dhritarashtra is like how Krishna has killed the demon Madhu. Now the same Krishna is going to kill the demon of doubts in the mind of Arjuna. Clear understanding? Whichever are the things whichever things are getting us away from Krishna, are getting us from our eternal nature of being a servant of Krishna, are all demoniac, including atheistic, including not complete understanding of the Lord. Everything is not considerable at all, because it relates to the matter, and our original nature is being a soul. Another meaning of Madhusudana is, Madhu means sweet, very sweet. So Krishna, with his sweet words, Krishna doesn't order Arjuna at any time in the whole 45 minutes discussion. Doesn't order. He can. After Arjuna has surrendered himself and said that I am a soul surrendered to you, 2.7 Karpanya dosha, when it comes, after that Krishna could have immediately ordered Arjuna in 2.8 and 9 that okay, now you are soul surrendered, I am going to tell you, you have to do this. Never Krishna does that. Krishna did not do that with us. When we said we want to go and enjoy the material world without you, Krishna did not do that with us. He created for us. Along with creation, he gave the enough knowledge to us, but we forgot completely. So sweetly, or sweet Krishna, by his sweetness, is going to eliminate the grief, anxiety and lamentation from the mind and heart of Arjuna. That's the reason, one of the reasons we can understand the name of Madhusudana. What was he overwhelmed with, Arjuna? Material compassion, because that compassion was his for own kith and kin, and that compassion is coming from the bodily relationship, and body is the matter. The symptoms of ignorance about the self can be seen in Arjuna. Listen to this statement clearly. Symptoms of ignorance about the self. What is the self? All my Bhagavad Gita kids class since last 16-17 years, whoever studied with me when they were young babies, and now they are turned into teenagers, and now they are teenagers and will shoot up into like young personalities, career oriented personalities. They will remember for their lifetime whenever they are asked in their life, and I am sure about that, who are you? They will say, I am the soul. So Arjuna was confused, and Arjuna's ignorance about the self or the real self is the symptom. These are all symptoms of how he is acting, how his body is responding, and all these things are the symptoms of the ignorance. Compassion for the soul is the real self-realization. Remaining any kind of yoga system which is related to the matter, either it may be gross body or it may be the subtle body of mind, intelligence and false ego, is zero without the understanding of Krishna being the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, and we being the part and parcel of Krishna as a soul, we cannot understand these topics. Srila Prabhupada writes nicely this analogy of compassion towards the body. Arjuna's compassion towards the bodily relationship is like compassion towards a drowning person's dress. He writes in the purport, drowning person's dress. A good swimmer is there and he sees that somebody is drowning. He jumps into the water, reservoir of water or pool or ocean or river, lake, whatever it is, and he swims hard, and then goes to the person who is drowning and picks up his dress and comes up waving the dress, saying that I saved the person. It is like that, Arjuna's behavior. By him not fighting, he is not saving anything but the dress of the drowning person. It's called senseless behavior. Men fallen in this, men means man, woman, all the jivas who are fallen in this material nescience cannot be saved by just taking care of the material body. As the great swimmer cannot protect a person by just protecting the dress. Here dress is the body and the body is the soul, the analogy. Entire chapter speaks about this very, very important topic of we being the soul. Prabhupada almost in every other his lecture, or in every lecture, or almost every other lecture, Prabhupada used to very strongly say that you are not the body, you are the soul, you are not the body, you are the soul. The devotees used to say, oh Swamiji, do you think we don't understand? Why do you tell it so many times? Then Prabhupada says, yes, you don't understand. Because if we understand that we are not the body and we are the soul, then we will be doing the activities related, pertaining and beneficial for being a soul. The ultimate benefit for the soul is to serve the super soul, serve the supreme soul, serve the supreme master, because its nature is servitude. The soul's nature is servitude. Krishna can dissipate the darkness in our minds also, like Arjuna, but we are not seeking, we are not asking. Krishna, did he interfere? Did he say, oh Duryodhana, I want to come to you, I want to drive your chariot, I want to guide you, I want to give you intelligence? No, Krishna doesn't interfere in our free will. So we have to consciously choose to select Krishna as our driver. This reminds me of a beautiful instance wherein our Guru Maharaj was there in the car, and we were taking Guru Maharaj somewhere, and one of my god brother, he was driving the car, and he was new to the areas of New York streets and everything. So we picked up Guru Maharaj from Brooklyn Temple. Our whole family, we 4 people were in the back. The driving seat person was one of my god brother, and next to him was Maharaj sitting on the right side in the passenger seat. So when Prabhuji was trying to put on his GPS, what is that GPS full form? Geographical positioning system, something like that, which shows us the route. So he was trying to put the route map, and then my Guru Maharaj said, don't worry about that, I am your GPS today. Wow, right? If an elevated soul, that to our spiritual master, who is connected to the bona fide disciplic section, becomes our GPS, our life purpose is fulfilled. When Maharaj said that, we all, like whoever know the real meaning of GPS, we are not positioned in a different way. We have to be positioned in the right way, and that positioning is done by the GPS. That we are taken in the right path to the right destination with the help of GPS. And Maharaj is saying that he is his GPS. I mean, Maharaj meant in a physical way that you don't need GPS, I will tell you the route. But in reality also, if we make spiritual master as our GPS and follow according to the instructions, it is very easy for us to be in the right path, maintain our bhakti and reach the goal. So Arjuna has chosen a perfect GPS. That's why Krishna is helping him. That's why Krishna is listening to him very patiently. Krishna yet did not start speaking, he is still listening. Okay, leke jao mujhe, middle of the battlefield mein. He took him. Okay, I'm not feeling good. He listened. Oh, okay, I don't want to fight. He listened. In this first verse, Sanjaya says that Madhusudana started speaking. In the second verse, Madhusudana starts speaking. So Jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. Now our dear Lord Supreme Personality of the Godhead, Sri Krishna, starts speaking with the second verse. Let's go to the second verse. This verse needs a lot of explanation, so maybe we will cover this verse and we will not go to verse 3 looking at the time perspective, because I want to interpret that you have some other thing to do, because it is online. So I put this time 7:30 to 8:30. I'm sorry we got wasted a little 10 minutes, but yeah, whatever Krishna's arrangement. Let's go to the second verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Beautiful. Just saying Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, one of the classes I was hearing, just by saying Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, just by saying Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, our lots of sins are being cleared. So why not? Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, we say, right? So here it says Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. We will go detailedly about this Bhagavan word, very detailedly. None of these room members should have any doubt in future, in this lifetime, in next lifetimes also, about this word Bhagavan. I will try my best with the help of Acharya's writing, Prabhupada's writing, and my Guru Maharaj's instruction. Let's see how it will work. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Kutasva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupastitam Anarya Justamasvargyam Akirtikaram Arjuna. Krishna starts speaking. Krishna doesn't say, how are you, Arjuna? Please get up, Arjuna. Take your bow and arrow, Arjuna. Because those are all sympathetic gestures or sympathy showing words. But Krishna here is doing empathic communication. So this new trend of empathic communication, not new trend, new way of explaining the things to everybody, that how we can be more compassionate or real compassionate or by being empathic communication. It's a big buzz. So that has been started during Krishna's time itself. Krishna just did not show sympathy, but he showed empathy. There is a difference. Sympathy is like sharing their grief. Oh, how did it happen? Why did it happen like that? We never thought it will happen like this. It's okay, you will be fine. This is sympathy. Yes, sometimes it helps, but real thing what helps is empathy. What next? This has happened. You are buddhihin, you are ignorant, but what next? How to guide is important. So Krishna is guiding here, and Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, the translation, very nice translation. First time we are hearing this translation as Supreme Personality of the Godhead says. So let's all hear and see and read nicely. The Supreme Personality of the Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? Surprising, shocking. They are not all befitting a man who knows the value of life. Beautiful explanation of this particular translation is given by Prabhupada in the purport. We will discuss. They lead not to higher planetary system, but to infamy. Here many things are covered by Krishna. Many things are covered by Krishna. But let's start with one by one in sequential order. What is the first addressing, or who is saying? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. So let's talk about Bhagavan first. Here Bhagavan refers to Krishna, because in other things it's easy to understand. Arjuna Uvacha means Arjuna is speaking, Sanjaya Uvacha means Sanjaya is speaking, Dhritarashtra Uvacha means Dhritarashtra is speaking. But here Bhagavan Uvacha it is said, no name. So Bhagavan Uvacha refers to only Krishna. This reminds me of the Gajendra Moksha pastime, wherein Gajendra calls out for the Lord. He doesn't put any name to the Lord. He says the one who protects everybody, the one who protects without even any rules and regulation, the one who is causeless mercy, protects everybody. And when Gajendra goes on reading that, somebody is fitted, the Devi Devatas, somebody is fitted in one thing, they try to come and save, but then again Gajendra adds something else. Oh, I'm not that, so I have to take a back step. Then somebody else, then they take a back step saying that I'm not that. I mean, in full, all of the things one who possesses, he is the Bhagavan. Let's discuss. So the name Bhagavan refers to Krishna. He says, oh Arjuna, where does this impurities come upon? Pure, right? Purity means pure. So Krishna is saying you are a pure person. How did and where did these impurities come from? What are the impurities? The impurities are the petty weakness of the heart of Arjuna, bodily identification of Arjuna, false compassion of Arjuna. This is all the impurities. Then Krishna is saying, how did these impurities come upon you? And that too in this situation of crisis. It's a crisis. It's a need. It's a must-do thing. A Kshatriya either does or dies. Doesn't do this kind of business there in the battlefield. Do or die. That's it. This is not at all befitting to a person like you who knows the value of life. So the word used is here anaryan, anarya justan asvargyam. What does anarya mean? it breaks down into two words, arya and then anarya. Anything added with a before the word in general in Sanskrit means the opposite meaning. Arya means, Aryan means, Prabhupada writes, one who knows the value of life. And Krishna knows, Arjuna knows the value of life. Knowing the value of life means knowing who you are, what is your source, what is the purpose of your life, and how to go back to your source. Science of self-realization. So Krishna is saying it doesn't suit, these kind of behavior from you doesn't suit you, Arjuna, because you are the one who knows the value of life, and you are behaving like the one who doesn't know the value of life. Anarya, anarya justam. Justam means practiced by asvargam. Then added to it, Krishna says, it is not only that you are behaving like a person who don't know the value of life, but on an additional note, I am telling you, this behavior of yours will not lead you to any higher planetary systems, because one of the reasons what Arjuna says that by doing this I will go to hellish planetary system or lower planetary system. So here it has been mentioned, asvargyam. Swarga means higher planetary system or heavenly planetary system. Asvargyam means you will not go to higher planetary system. Krishna is saying which does not lead to the higher planetary system. Samupasthitam. How was this all garbage has come? Samupasthitam means arrived. How did they enter into you first of all? And they cause not only these all things, no higher planetary system, no going to heavenly planetary system, you will fall down in a way of fall down from the Kshatriya principles, but also it will get you akirtikaram, infamy. Infamy for a warrior is something more bad than death. Prabhupada writes, it's more worse than death for a warrior, infamy. इंडिया में बोलते हैं ना, बदनाम हुआ तो क्या हुआ, नाम तो हुआ ना. नहीं, ऐसे नाम नहीं कमाना है. We don't want to become badnaam or infame to become famous. Infamy also gets familiarity, like they become famous, right? In nowadays in our whole media, if you look at 99% are the people who are famous in a bad way, but they think they are famous. So what, how does it matter? I am famous. So it's not like that. For Kshatriyas, infamy is worse than death. So how did these impurities come upon you? It's like Krishna's drama. Krishna is the director. Krishna's illusory energy. But the conversation is real. Krishna is feeling this shocking, surprising and not befitting position of Arjuna. So sweet, so sweet. Let's go to the next topic of this Bhagavan. Bhagavan means God, right? God has lot of concepts. The conception of God, especially for the Indians, especially for the Hindus, again, like going, narrowing it down, have lot of concepts. Somebody says it is light, somebody says it is energy, somebody says it is support system, somebody says consciousness. Many understandings. Are all these understandings wrong? No, they are not wrong. They are all right, all correct, but they are not complete. So let's understand, what does really God mean, and who only can be designated and addressed as God. Ajay Prabhu cannot be told as Bhagavan Uvacha. Me cannot be told as Bhagavan Uvacha. Sheetal Mataji cannot be told as Bhagavan Uvacha. Only Bhagavan can be told as Bhagavan Uvacha. So we will understand what is this designation, how it is been designated, why is there a confusion in understanding this Bhagavan concept. I know most of you might know already. Oh, Mataji, we know Supreme Personality of the Godhead means he is Krishna only. He is the only Bhagavan. But if somebody asks you why he is the Bhagavan only, why not others, then we should have a proper, authorized, bona fide knowledge through which we can tell them very sweetly, like Madhusudana, like Krishna, nicely about the understanding. 90% of the people will understand, devotees, non-devotees, everybody will understand. But those 10%, maybe they have some other ugra karma, they will be given some other chance in some other lifetime or in this lifetime by some other personality as an instrument, and they will come back to this proper knowledge. So let's say, let's discuss this with 2 verses about this Bhagavan concept and why he is the supreme. Srimad Bhagavatam verse, whoever want to look up, whoever want to note it down and later look up, Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11. 1.2.11. I know Mona Mataji, Jai Prabhu, Chital Mataji, whoever are serious can note it down. Prasad Prabhu, yeah, they can note it down. Vadanti tattvavidas tattvam yajnanamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdhyate. Beautiful verse, beautiful verse, very beautiful verse. This is about the understanding of the supreme absolute knowledge or the supreme absolute truth. In what ways we can understand, in how many ways we can understand. Again, narrowed it down. I mean, we can understand Krishna in innumerable ways, but it can be narrowed down into three types of understandings. So this verse explains about that, and this is mentioned in 1.2.11 from Srimad Bhagavatam. Mostly our authority, our praman or our evidence comes from Bhagavatam, but sometimes this Purana, that Purana, Brahma Vaivartaka Purana, Vishnu Purana, they also come. But this one is directly from Srimad Bhagavatam. The learned, okay, the learned transcendentalists. Now you decide whether you are coming in the learned, intelligent people or you don't want to. Of course, we are all fools, we are all ignorant people, that's why we are here, but we are intelligent, that's why we are here discussing about what is intelligence. Getting it right, Masterjis? We are here, Prabhuji, we are here in this material world because we are fools, but we are here and sitting discussing because we are intelligent. There are a lot of waste Friday to be spent. We can go for a movie, we can go for a walk, weather is changing, we can go for something else, but we are sitting here and discussing, and we are hearing to each other, understanding Bhagavad Gita. This is a great symptom of being we are intelligent. Not to taken it for granted, but let's understand more. Okay, so this verse says the learned transcendentalists and realized souls. Doesn't mean that, oh, I'm not a learned transcendentalist, I'm not a realized soul, but we are trying to realize who we are. So we come under this. Understand the absolute supreme truth. There are different ways of understanding something, right? If I want to understand this birva or the closet before me, the iron metal closet, I have to understand for it. Means there are different understandings way can be understood. It is a metal, it is a storage place, it is a locking system, etc., etc. So there is different understanding. So to understand the absolute supreme truth, there are 3 levels of understanding. Devotees, there are 3 levels of understanding. Yeah, Mataji, we know that. Yeah, I understand now, I got it now, the Brahman, the Paramatma. But still, let's understand deeper. Let's understand again, repeatedly, so that when the topics comes which looks like very alluring and very close to the truth, will not dominate over the real absolute understanding or real complete understanding of being Supreme Personality of the God. Let's see. So the learned transcendentalists and the realized soul understand the absolute in 3 ways, right? Brahman realization. What is this Brahman realization? You all know, might be. Most of you know. Hima Mataji, you know Brahman realization, right? You're all listening now.
No, Mataji, I don't know what is Brahman realization.
Okay. You want me to speak on it, huh? Anyhow, I'll speak. Thank you, Mataji. Brahman realization means understanding of the Supreme Lord or understanding about the absolute truth by the aspect of all pervasiveness of the God. All pervasiveness. He is present everywhere. He is in everything. He is all pervasive. That nature, that aspect of Supreme Personality of the Godhead can be understood through the Brahman realization. Is it false? No. It is truth. Some say light, some say energy, but it is Brahman realization. Knowing the Supreme Lord through his all-pervasive nature is Brahman realization. I gave little definition. We will discuss more. Is it clear, devotees? definition wise, is it clear? Understanding the supreme absolute truth through the aspect of all pervasive nature of the Lord.
Yes,
Is it clear?
Mataji.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Hema Mataji.
I have a
Mona
question.
Mataji. Yes, yes.
Is it the same as realizing like Paramatma? Because Paramatma is Bhagavad
We are
Gita.
coming to Paramatma, Mona Mataji. This is
Okay,
Brahman realization, is the energy of the Lord, light of the Lord. In all the concepts going step by step, you will see the mixed things also. But understanding the absolute truth by this particular aspect of Krishna being all pervasive. Nature is through the energy, through the light, through the consciousness. The ability in man is me, Krishna says in 7th chapter. Krishna says in 10th chapter. What does that mean? Means that is all pervasive, right? That is the energy. So that's the energy concept. Now we will come to the Paramatma topic also. Is Brahman clear? Like Mona Mataji, anybody has anything in their mind they want to ask? We can go for question answers later also, but if anybody has, I can answer, I can relate. We'll understand more. Let's see. Then comes to the Paramatma realization. Second one, what Mona Mataji is thinking, is it the same, Mataji? Paramatma is also energy, right? But Paramatma understanding is understanding the absolute truth or the supreme personality of the Godhead in his localized aspect, who is situated in each and every person, who is situated in each and every living entity. Oh, Mataji, you just said person. Now you're saying living entity. This is a broader one. Yes, it's a broader one. My husband is trying to do some indoor plantation so that he can shift by the end of April or mid of April to the outside environment. So he's putting all small seeds, or he's growing something. Because of this, soil gets some small, very teeny flying insects. So I'm seeing them everywhere. Like they're not bothering exactly, but they're disturbing somehow. So when I just see, and they're so sensitive. Just by brushing off from my skin also they're dying. So that particular jiva also has Paramatma, Mataji? Yes, that particular jiva also has Paramatma. And now how to avoid the situations wherein we have to kill such jivas, that's a different topic. We'll talk some other time. But what I am talking is that particular jiva also has Paramatma. That particular jiva also has Krishna in it. That particular jiva also has four-handed Vishnu form of Paramatma sitting inside him. Is it good? Is it understanding clear? That Paramatma realization of the Lord helps us understand the supreme absolute truth. That is Paramatma realization. Localized. All pervasive was Brahman. Light was Brahman. Energy was Brahman. Consciousness was Brahman. But here it is localized. Means Krishna very mercifully is trying to guide us individually, being the same, individually, being present in each and everybody's heart, is trying to guide us. It is called, one is eating bird and one is watching bird. The eating bird is Atma, watching bird is Paramatma. That's Paramatma realization. Oh, Mataji, good. Then Krishna is there within us, so we can understand through Krishna everything. Krishna is in the four-handed Vishnu form in my heart. Some people say, oh, whenever the Krishna in me tells me to go to the temple, we will go to the temple. It's good understanding. It's a truth understanding. It's a fact, but it is still incomplete. It is still incomplete. Does Paramatma understanding have or includes Brahman understanding? Yes. Does Brahman understanding includes Paramatma understanding? No. Stepwise. Because in Brahman conception, there is no form, not even Paramatma form of Vishnu. Brahman conception is just energy of the Lord, which we can feel. Form, maybe we cannot feel the form, but energy we can feel. Some people say, form to मैंने नहीं देखा माताजी, तो मैं कैसे बिलीव करूं God का form ये होता है, right? But some people say, I can feel Krishna through the energy what he is giving me. No alarm, nothing, right? Someday, one fine day, one lucky day, let's say, if you have the fortune, then if you go to bed and no alarm. Generally we all need alarms, right? Morning alarm for getting up, morning alarm for Gayatri, morning alarm from Prabhupada Leela Amrita reading, morning alarm for chanting. I have. If you see my husband's phone, it is filled with alarms. Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Aarti, Kirtan time, Gayatri time, everything like that. What I mean to say here is, someday, some lucky day, we all hope, right? Not only Matajis, nowadays Prabhuji is also the same condition. In India, Prabhujis have some liberty and luxury. But everybody, let's say, we sleep without any alarm. Not only the physical alarm, but the alarm in the mind saying that you have to do something. Let's one day sleep like that. Lucky day, right? Right? But that day, it's not like you won't get up without the alarm. Isn't it, Matajis? Is there any day that you slept forever? No. You will get up. You will get up when you have your enough sleep and all. You will get up. Who is making you wake up? Who is the real alarm? What is the thing? What is making you wake up? Is Krishna. Is Paramatma. Okay, knock knock. You have to get up now. Enough rest. Now the body needs something else to do. The body has to be active. The body has to be fed. Knock knock. But still it's not complete understanding. Let's go to the Bhagavan understanding. Every aspect of understanding, every aspect through which we try to understand the absolute God or absolute truth is so convincing. If we are not strong in our philosophy and understanding, then it's easy to get to fall for incomplete understandings. Either it is Brahman or it is Paramatma. Yes, Prasad Prabhu, you raised your hand.
Mataji, I had a doubt, like when we say that Paramatma is all pervading and he is like in everybody, so is it similar to when we say Tattvamasi?
Tattvamasi is our nature. Tattvamasi doesn't relate to the localized aspect of the God. Tattvam is our nature. Tattvam is Krishna's nature. Tattvam means nature, and that nature of Krishna and us is same. Of being Sachitananda, of being eternal, of being fully knowledgeable, and of being completely blissful. But our tattva or our nature has been conditioned by the three modes of material nature. And those things are chosen by us. Nobody forced on us. The all-pervasive nature of Krishna is more understood in the Brahman realization, but localized and cozy and और थोड़ा closeness के साथ is Paramatma. This is wide, Brahmeti, all-pervasive nature, localized, little bit more coziness. Okay, you understand through online is wide. You understand in person is localized. And the complete would be when you get realized. Does that help you, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
Yeah. Tattva is a good topic. It's a wonderful topic of saying that Jiva Tattva, Vishnu Tattva, Shakti Tattva. That's all a total different topic.
No.
Krishna and me.
By Tattvamasi, I meant that it is like he is in you. So he is in every living being. So like he also resides in you, in your heart. That kind of Tattvamasi.
Yes. Yes, he is there in everybody, but he is not there. He is not in the same nature of everybody. This is Tattvamasi is called Mahavakya. It comes from, I think if you consider Upanishad, this word comes from Chandogya Upanishad. That, I don't remember exactly, but that thou art means you are that Tattvam, signifying that Atma is equal to that of Paramatma. Yes, the nature is same. That's what I told you in the first point, that the nature is identical. The reality of we being the Sachitananda, the reality of Krishna being the Sachitananda, the reality of we being the part and parcel of Krishna is same. Dual oneness. Again, you are going to your previous thoughts of Dvaita, Advaita, dual oneness. There is another concept called Vishishta Advaita also. For as of now you understand this concept of Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan in the terms of understanding the absolute truth through quarter aspect, through half aspect and through full aspect. In that way, Prasad Prabhu.
Yes,
okay,
thank you so much.
Okay, is that okay, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, good. Okay, so now let's go to the Bhagavan understanding. That's the complete understanding about the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. What is this complete understanding, Mataji? How is it different from the energy? How is it different from the Paramatma? It is not different from the Paramatma. It is added more things along to the Brahman and Paramatma. And that added more things is the personality. It is not just said Supreme Lord, Supreme Energy, Supreme Consciousness. It is said as Supreme Personality. Here comes the main understanding of form. Krishna has a form. We are made in the same, what is it called? We are made we are made like him. There is a saying, right? We are the image of him, something like that. So it's not like Krishna is like us. We are like Krishna. We are made in the image of God, something like that. So Krishna has a form. That's the fact what we have to understand. That's why Krishna is speaking. That's why Arjuna is speaking. Or one energy would speak, the other energy would listen. The one Paramatma would speak, the Atma will listen. Is it getting clear? The light, like the veil is slowly opening. To understand this, our dear Srila Prabhupada has given a wonderful analogy. Very, very wonderful analogy. Mayavadis do it in a different way of understanding the same concept, but the real concept is explained by Srila Prabhupada in most of his purports. This understanding the topic of Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Suppose, let's say Prasad Prabhu. Prasad Prabhu is studying sunshine. There is a study. It's a study. Study means researching. So he is studying sunshine. And he says the sunshine, the description of sunshine describes the sun. So I am reading the sun. Yes, when you describe the sunshine, it describes about obviously the features of sun also, right? Where does that it come from or whatever it is. So, but yes, it is correct. But through that study of sunshine, we don't get the complete understanding of sun. We get an idea of sun and what can sun do and how sunshine is the attribute of the sun. This much only we can understand. But little further, if the researcher wants to go little further than the sunshine, he will know about the sun disk, where this sun is coming. Sun as a disk, sun disk. The study of, let's say, sun disk study. I might be using terminology in a very crude way. I'm not very sophisticated with the words, but this is the understanding given by Srila Prabhupada. So let's understand as a sun disk, the study of sun disk. Yeah, it gives little more information about where this sunshine is coming from, what is the shape of the sun disk. It's not triangle, it's not rectangle, but it is a circle, and on the edges this sphere is there, inside another sphere is there. Okay, but still it is not complete. When you go dig further, okay, sunshine is coming from the sun disk, but what is this sun disk? Sun disk, sun is a planet. When you study about that planet, when you study about that planetary system, then that particular study is told to be complete. When you are studying the sun as a whole planetary system, you will obviously understand about sunshine, Brahman realization. You will obviously understand about the sun disk, Paramatma realization, which is incomplete again, localized form. And automatically you will know all the things about the sun, planet, sun, and completely you understand the sun concept fully. So sunshine understanding and sun disk understanding, which is compared analogically to Brahman realization and Paramatma realization, are fully facts, are true, but they are incomplete. Without knowing that the Supreme Lord of everything has a form, these all things are incomplete. The form will have energy, yes. The form will have a localized form, yes. Krishna is the like a judge is the judge in the court, and when he comes home he is not the judge, he is the grandfather of a grandchild or a husband of a wife. In the same way, Krishna in Vaikuntha is the localized form of Vishnu form, but Krishna in Goloka is the supreme personality of the Godhead. He is completely complete in his all attributes. If you go to Vaikuntha and say about Krishna playing, Krishna eating dirt, they don't understand anything, because they are relishing the mood of serving Krishna with awe and reverence. And if you do the same thing, going to the gopis, Uddhava went and tried to explain to the gopis that about the supreme Brahman feature, supreme all-pervasive nature, how he is the supreme. They said, that's okay. Yes, that's okay. That's it. They did not feel interested in that. Then Uddhava says, oh, you will get the peace. You will get ultimate peace. And then they said, what does that ultimate peace means? The ultimate peace, like the dead bodies on the floor, and it is shanti, param shanti, right? No bothering. That kind of shanti you are talking, we don't want that kind of shanti. Understanding is beautiful. You can dig more, you can get more information. So let's now understand another concept of Bhagavan. Yeah, I know 8:36, but I'll try to wind up in next 6-7 minutes. And then another concept of Bhagavan. Okay, Mataji, you gave the example of Bhagavan, sun disk, and then sun planet, complete understanding, localized understanding in the form of all pervasive. Yes, this is beautiful understanding. But is there any proper definition of this word? Generally, any word should have a definition, literal definition through the Vedas. Do you have any definition? Yes, definitely there is a definition for any word. That's why Prabhupada says this is science of self-realization. He doesn't say that, oh, that is something coming from somewhere and then you get self-realization. Yes, things happen like that with a lot of mercy, but he said that this is science. To understand God is a science. Yeah, can we understand fully God through only science? Not possible, but it is a science. Your understanding will be limited according to your inquisitiveness to know Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, through science. But your understanding will be wide, broad, deeper when you try to understand Krishna with bhakti. It's a science word. So Bhagavan definition we find in the Shastra from Parashara Muni. Most of you might know Parashara Muni. Some of you don't know. I think Swati Mataji or Lavanya Mataji or somebody, Hema Mataji. Parashara Muni is the father of Vyasadeva. Who is the Vyasadeva? The compiler of all the Vedas, 4 Vedas, and then the Panchama Veda, Mahabharata, 6 Shastras, Upanishads, everything he wrote, right? He is the literary incarnation of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. That Vedavyas. That Vedavyas' father is Parashara Muni. And he gave the definition of Bhagavan. Vyasadeva is the bona fide authority for everybody. So obviously his father, whatever he has given the definition, is very authoritative. And that comes from, always there is a scriptural reference whenever we speak. Just now I told about the before verse saying that it is from Srimad Bhagavatam. In this particular reference is from Vishnu Purana. Vishnu Purana 6.5.47. 6.5.47 speaks about what is the definition of Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Supreme Personality of the Godhead is defined as one who has 6 opulences in full, or one who is full with 6 opulences. Full with 6 opulences. What are those 6 opulences? Aishwaryasya samagrasya. And this particular verse from Vishnu Purana is quoted by Srila Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavatam, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, everywhere, because this verse speaks about Bhagavan. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashashriyah jnana-vairagya yaschaiva shannam bhaga itingana. Beautiful verse. Shannam bhaga itingana. Bhaga means what? Bhaga means not bhagna. No bhagna. Yeah, Krishna bhags also. Ranchod, we celebrate it. But bhaga here means opulence. Opulences. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that whole material world's opulence is the spark of the splendor of the light that emanates, spark of the splendor that emanates from the foot to toenail. Opulence. All this material opulence, what you see in this material world, with which we get attracted to. Wow! People go on 31st December people come from different states and sometimes from countries also. They plan properly and come to see 31st night opulence in New York City. Opulence. And Krishna says all the opulence, like in millions of universes, all the opulences whatever you take, it is matter, first of all those material opulences is like a spark of splendor. Like आपको बड़ा ocean दिख रहा है, beautiful लग रहा है, sorry, एक drop of water दिख रहा है. If you are seeing a small drop of water, you see, oh, beautiful drop of ocean, beautiful drop of water. But what that water comes from is an ocean. So it's like that beauty is like ocean wide with Krishna. He is the source of that beauty, so why not? So Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashasya shriyah jnana vairagya yaschaiva channam bhaga itingana. Bhaga means opulence, Van means one who possesses, Bhagavan means one who possesses opulences in full. What kind of opulences? Already mentioned in the Vishnu Purana. What are these opulences? First one is Aishwarya, right? Aishwarya means wealth. Yes, Aishwarya Rai, right? Aishwarya means wealth. Aishwarya means financial stability. We consider this as artha, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, artha, money. Power of money or power of wealth, Aishwarya. And then comes second one, yashashriyah. Samagrasya means in full. And then comes virya. Virya means strength, very strong. Krishna is the strongest person. We will discuss a single line for each, how he is what. And then comes yashaha. Yashaha means fame. Shriyaha means beauty, beautiful. Krishna is Shri. Shri means opulence also, and opulence in the form of beauty also. Yashasriyaha, fame and beauty. And then jnana, he is the most knowledgeable person, most, most, capital, knowledgeable personality. And then comes jnana vairagya, renunciation. Okay, Mataji, first 5 are sitting perfectly, but one who has those all 5, how can be the perfect renunciate? Yes, he can be perfect renunciate, and that is possible only with Krishna. Let's understand this wealth topic. Krishna is, what is that Brahma Samhita verse? Sahasra Lakshmi, right? Shatasambhrama Sevyamanam, Brahma praise. Beautiful verse. He's always been worshipped by Sahasra, not 1, not 2, not 100, not 1,000. Millions of Lakshmis are serving Krishna. That means they are servants of Krishna. That means Krishna is the source of all that Lakshmis. Strength. He's strong, right, devotees? If he was not strong, how can he lift in his left hand pinky finger at the age of 7, 8, whole Govardhan hill? Govardhan hill. Nowadays, there are some human beings who are doing lot of things nowadays, and in the past also, through their lot of vidyas and yoga siddhis, they try to lift the car, they try to lift standing here, they say lift, the box lifts by itself up. Okay, good, but try to lift Govardhan hill. Not just try to lift Govardhan hill, lift Govardhan hill and hold it for 7 minutes, forget about 7 days and 7 nights. Not possible. It can be possible for only Supreme Personality of the body. Beauty, wow. And also coming to the point of wealth, Krishna had so many wives, right? How many were? 1,108 principal wives, 8, then 108, then 1,008. These all people had their own palaces. Not only they had their palaces, their servants in that palace also had their own palaces. That much wealthy Krishna is. Beauty, Kandarbha Kotika Maniya Vishesha Shobham. Koti Kandarbhas. Krishna's beauty surpasses millions of Cupid's beauty. He is Krishna because he is the source of beauty. Krishna means all beautiful, all attractive. Knowledge. Whoa. What does Krishna doesn't know? He knows past, he knows present, he knows future. Nowadays astrologers are coming up that future is going to come like this. Nowadays some people are saying that, oh, I can know the past life of this person, or a person himself knows the past life of this. But Krishna knows everything, past, present and future. Not only that, and he gave the whole knowledge that is needed for the humanity or the jivas to come back to Godhead in 45 minutes in Bhagavad Gita. And till now, 5,000 years back given knowledge, before also given but lost because of some time thing, due to the time the knowledge also disappeared. But later again when he established, since last 5,000 years we are following that knowledge. Who can be more knowledgeable? 5,000 years back given knowledge, who is following now? And because whatever knowledge he gave was eternal, whatever he gave the knowledge was related to soul. That's why I'm saying second chapter is very, very important. Coming to the point of fame, he is all famous, right? In every activity he do, he is famous. If he is not famous, why do we do every year, whole 1 month, Kartik month, Damodar Leela? That much famous he is. As Makanchor he is famous as a boy, little boy. As Ranchod he is famous as a big Kshatriya. He is famous. He is famous. Then comes the point of renunciation. What does Krishna say at the end of Bhagavad Gita? Yatha ichchasi tata kuru. Tata karo. Whatever your heart says, whatever you wish to do, you do, Arjuna. He doesn't tell, okay, I have put so much of time. I just came as a chariot driver, but I put so much of time in the middle of the battlefield. I gave you all the knowledge. Now it is clear for you. Go and fight. No, Krishna doesn't say that. Yatha ichchasi tatha karo. How you want to do it in that way. He tells to Arjuna. And he being the supreme personality of the Godhead, he accepts this menial job of being a chariot driver of Krishna. One of the beautiful story, I don't want to tell because we are going with the time, seeing the time we are crossing the time limits. But there is a beautiful story of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and a Brahmana reading the Bhagavad Gita or holding the Bhagavad Gita in a reverse direction and crying, and somebody asked they were mocking him that he doesn't know anything, he doesn't know how to read, and he is holding the Bhagavad Gita ulta and he is crying. They were all mocking, the learned people. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, why are you crying? And then he says, I'm crying. Why are you crying? You are crying because you don't want to. I know the stories take a lot of time. Here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, why are you crying? You are crying because you are not able to understand Bhagavad Gita, because you are illiterate, so you are crying that you are not able to. No, I'm not crying for that reason. Somehow with my Guru Maharaj's mercy, I got this instruction of reading this Bhagavad Gita. But I don't know of course I don't know, I'm unpad, I am illiterate. But when my Guru Maharaj gave this instruction, it might have come with some potency to know this Bhagavad Gita, and I'm feeling very, very sad. And then he said, what is there in Bhagavad Gita to feel sad? He says that I'm looking at the cover page of Bhagavad Gita, and there is a picture of Arjuna and Krishna, and in this picture Arjuna is sitting nicely in the chariot, standing nicely as a big king, and my dear Krishna, who is the supreme personality of the Godhead, is sitting like a driver. That melts my heart. That Lord is so merciful that he has accepted this menial. Why I'm saying menial also has a big story behind it, but later. Anyhow, Sutaputra we call Karna, and he is not allowed to fight or come into the fight with Arjuna, because the chariot driver is known to be the least position or the Suta job. It kind of comes in the Shudra qualification. So he has accepted this job, being the supreme power. So this is the example of how Krishna is renunciate. He has everything, but he can leave everything. Okay, the concept, Mataji, you have explained since last 1 hour. We are trying to understand. It is wonderful. I am understanding Bhagavan concept slowly. Bhagavan means complete understanding. Bhagavan means one who has these 6 opulences in full. Bhagavan means through the Bhagavatam, this, through this, that, everything. But how about the demigods, Matajis? Devas and Devatas and everybody, how about that? So Brahma glorifies Krishna in Brahma Samhita as Ishvara Paramakrishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. I always tell to my students since last 18 years, 17 years, whenever I am teaching, whenever I start any class, I will start with this verse of Ishvara Paramakrishna. Because one who understands this 4-line Ishvara Paramakrishna verse can understand anything about Supreme Lord. Ishvara Paramakrishna. Ishvara means what? Controller. So there are many demigods, Devis and Devatas, who are the controllers in particular arena. To tell you a live example is, in the house, head of the family, father is the controller. Or let's say if mother takes care of the family, mother is the controller in that arena. If you go to the officer, manager is the controller. If you go beyond that, our mayor of the state is the controller. and then go beyond that. President is the controller of the country, right? Controller. Like that, these devis and devatas also have a particular area for which Krishna made them as the controllers. But who is the Parama? Ishvara Parama means supreme controller. That Ishvara Parama is Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna. And that Krishna's feature is what? The same feature as what we have, which we derive from him, is Sat Chit Ananda. He is eternal, he is completely knowledgeable, and he is full of bliss. He is an embodiment. Vigraha means embodiment of eternality, knowledge and bliss. And that's how we are. That's why we are looking here for eternality, knowledge and bliss, but we are looking in a wrong place for it. And Srimad Bhagavatam comes as a light, some comes as a sun, and gives us that all things what we needed by understanding each and every leela of God along with his devotees. So sarva karana karanam, when you understand that Krishna is the cause of all causes, then why would we take false shelters? There is a word in Srimad Bhagavatam, akinchanatvam, no other material shelters. When you know that the source of all sources is Krishna, we will go for the ultimate shelter. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jigham sayadapya yadapya sadve lebhe gatim dhatrim uchitam tatonyam kamva dayalum sharanam rajema. Who else can we take shelter of other than you, Krishna, who have so mercifully, so unconditionally gave the servant maid position to Baki and Putana, though she came with a false intention, with a very cruel intention of killing you. That's what gopis pray. Sharanam, Sharanam, surrender. Who else we can surrender to? The Supreme. Sarva Karana Karanam. So if we understand these four things, it's amazing. These four lines, Govinda, two definitions of Govinda, we'll discuss later. But again, so what about these demigods, we asked, right? So when we understand that demigods are assigned by Krishna and they get their energy to control their specific arena, then that's called a proper understanding. Okay, Prabhupada said, somebody asked Prabhupada, can we go to Ganesha temple? Okay, you can go to Ganesha temple if you want, but only respect Ganesha, don't worship Ganesha. Respect Ganesha because Ganesha is listening to Krishna, and think about yourself, you are not listening to Krishna, like that. So Krishna's supremacy is, we have pramans, we have evidences. Let's go a little bit more into Srimad Bhagavatam. Now I'm getting a verse into my mind. 1.3.28 ete cham sakkala punsha krishnastu bhagavan swayam. Krishnastu bhagavan swayam, himself. Indrari vyakulam lokam. Then what happens? Mridayanti yuge yuge, like in Krishna says, right? Sambhavami yuge yuge. Here mridayanti yuge yuge. He gives the protection in every yuga. What happens when what happens? All other devis and devatas are incarnations of the Lord, or plenary portions of the Lord, or plenary portions of the plenary portions of the Lord are controllers. But Supreme Lord Krishna is the supreme controller. All of them appear in this planet with the mercy of Krishna to serve Krishna when there is a disturbances created by the atheistic people. Indra, Ari means demons, demoniac mentalities, atheistic people. When they start bothering the general public, then Lord appears. Sarva Dharman, we have that Paritranane Sadhanam, right? Similar lines. And at that time when Lord comes, Lord associates also comes. So they are not associates of permanent associates in Goloka, because if it is permanent associate, they come in the Leelas, but these are all made controllers, Devi Devatas, for certain departments. So who are lucky, Mataji? They are lucky, we are lucky. We are lucky if we follow, they are lucky if they follow. So, but we have more fortune of understanding and following. They are restricted to an level wherein they have to control only that thing, and they are getting busy in controlling those things. But we have to not control anything. We are free to use our free will. Swa ichha, swecha, very important topic. Yeah, almost 9 o'clock devotees. I don't want to take more time. Let's leave like 5 to 10 minutes if at all anybody has discussion. So we'll get dive deeper into this understanding of second chapter. I'm thinking at least 72 verses means at least we need 50 classes, minimum 50 classes for these verses, because today introduction, first verse, second verse, we could finish only 2 verses, but it is good. When we understand, we have to understand fully. I have done Bhagavad Gita detailed study by myself, reading and by teaching, more than at least 10 to 12 times. Detailed study, word to word, purport to purport, line to line, word to word meaning also. So it's good. How many ever times it is good. फाउंडेशन जितना स्ट्रांग रहेगा उतना अपना भक्ति ठीक रहेगा. हमने चैतन्य चरितमृत पढ़ लिया इसका मतलब भगवद गीता नहीं पढ़ेंगे ऐसा नहीं है. इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट स्क्रिप्चर. We promise on Bhagavad Gita and say that, right? Whatever I tell, because that's the only scripture spoken by Krishna. Beautiful. Thank you very much, devotees. So nicely, patiently, complete 1 hour we are getting engaged in this. So I appreciate. Now I can keep the line open for discussion.